So here's an update to the multiplayer in TetraCity. This time I have two computers running. I have the laptop to the left here, and it is running Ubuntu Linux. As you can see, the operating system is Ubuntu. You can click on applications, and you got the Ubuntu Software Center and all that good stuff. And then I have on the desktop PC, it's running Windows. As you can see, we got Windows, Internet Explorer, and all that good stuff. So both of these are running the latest version of the TetraCity code. So on the Windows machine, well, first of all, I'll go over here to the Linux laptop and I'll start the host thread. I currently still have the host extracted from the main game client, but in a future release I'll build that into the GUI as well. But currently I just have it in its own separate thread, separate file. So I'm going to start the host, starting a new host thread, and now it's listening. So the one thing that we need to do is to go over here in another terminal window and do an, let's see here, focus that one. We need to do an if config -a and to find out what our IP address is. So as you can see here on ETH0, this is at internet address 192.168.0.6. And to get this to work currently, they both have to be behind the same router. I tried this a little bit earlier with the laptop behind my wireless router, and it wouldn't work without. I'd have to set up port forwarding to get it to work correctly. But just for a simple test, I'm just going to have them both behind the same router. So I'm going to start up TetraCity on the Windows box, and there's the warning screen and the title screen, and just leave the music there. So I worked on the multiplayer menus a little bit tonight. So currently I just have the client, so press C, and then you see the multiplayer lobby. So I can press H to highlight the IP address. So here I'm going to enter the IP address that we found on the Linux box, 192.168.168, and I'm using the up key and left and right keys to move between the fields. 168.0.6. So what's going to happen here when I press C to client connect, it's going to connect to the host here on the Linux box. And I don't know if I can get that in the same picture or not. I'll just leave it over here on the host. So I'm going to press C on the Windows box. So yeah, there it saw it. It saw the host, or it saw the Windows client connect, and accepted the Windows host on that socket. So now you can see it went to the main lobby screen. So I'm going to press R for ready. I'm going to leave all the other stuff the same. So here on the Linux box, I'm going to start up another game over here, and just do Ruby TetraCity RB. So there's the warning screen, and the Windows box is still running in the game in the lobby mode. And I'm going to press space, go down here to multiplayer. And since this client is running on the same system as the host, I'm just going to leave it as 127.0.0.1. I'm going to do a connect, and when it connects, you should see in the host window over here that accepted the client from the Linux laptop, that B76DD410. So I'm going to press R for ready. I'm going to have the game focused. Press R for ready. So now you see it's gotten two writing messages, one from the Windows and one from the Linux box. And now I'm going to start the game from the Linux laptop. So now when I press start, both game should start the countdown. So you see both the Windows and the Linux starting the countdown. Then when it gets to 0, both games start. And it takes a little while for the preview to update, but I do have the preview boxes implemented now. So if I go over here to the Linux laptop and just drop a few blocks, then you start to see this preview fill up. So you can see on the Linux laptop where I dropped a lot of blocks, you can see it's filled up over here. And then on the Windows desktop, it's only dropped 2 blocks. It takes a little while for it to update, but you can see here on the Windows desktop, it's showing the preview for both the game running on the Windows system and the Linux system. So that's basically it for now. A few of the new features that I want to add are being able to start the host from the GUI game client and not have to execute that in a separate window. And I believe this should also work for 3 or 4, even more multiplayer games, but I haven't actually tested that yet. And also I want to make it so that both players get the same sequence of blocks, and I think I can do that by passing the seed for the random number generator from the host, having the host pass the same random number generator seed to both games, and I think that should generate the same string of blocks. And also, once a player completes line, I want to have it where it's able to send rows of what's called garbage to the other system. So as we see here, the Windows games, it's already finished. He lost. He didn't complete any lines. And so you can see on the Linux laptop where it filled all the way to the top. So currently it doesn't have any way to notify the players when the other player is lost. So it's still in its initial stages, but I think I've made pretty good progress getting just showing that a game written in Ruby with a graphical interface can be implemented in using a multiplayer interface between Windows and Linux. Thanks for watching.